Hi, this is Tapcat. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. I think we're going to solve this case in this installment, but we'll see. So we're going to perform an experiment on the ventilation system to see if it could have been used to commit the murder. Let's go ahead and place caterpillars.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Okay. I'm guessing...
The power is on.
Okay. Transmission on.
The engine has started.
Okay. That's what we want, right?
The ventilation system is working.
Oh.
Now we need to see if we can activate the fans from Mr. Hamish's and Albert's space.
Okay. I don't suppose you'd be kind enough to move. It's just not... I don't know. I don't get it. It's frustrating that it keeps telling me to do that, and then I can't actually do that. Let's look for the ductwork. Yep.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
There's what I want.
Before I activate the fan, I need to check if the interior of the Colonial Collection Room can be seen from here.
Oh, I see. That's why earlier when I opened the window, it said how he couldn't see.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Okay. I think that was in the seed room.
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
But the other one... I'm confused. I'm really confused. Is he talking about the one in the seed house? Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. Well, let's go in there. Because I didn't see another fan, so maybe I am just missing things. I really don't want to spend this whole thing running around like an idiot. This was still the nursery, I remember. The seed house is over here. So, where's the vents? There. Where's a fan? Actually, that's a good question. Where is a fan? I guess the first thing I need to do is do the window. Because I don't think I can see from either one.
Here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
That's what I thought, but what am I supposed to do? He doesn't say anything about it here, which seems very odd to me. And is there... Where's the vent again? Why can't I see it? There it is. I don't see a fan in here. Like in the whole room. There isn't one. Okay. Yeah, it's not letting me... Oh, alright. I take it back. I take it back.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
Oh, thank you for not making me run all the way
Works
back.
perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
but only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Okay. Do I have ventilation, deadly precision? Here it is. Martin Hamish had the opportunity to stimulate the deadly plants in the Colonial Collection Room. As a biologist, he would have understood the technicality of how to do this. So that... yeah. Okay, I am going to go with Miss White's lack of experience because, you know, here's the thing about White. Let's say she did know enough, okay? The question is, what's her motive for murder? I had said before all these guys had a motive, but that's not really true. She had a reason to be mad, but she doesn't gain anything if Montague is dead, other than revenge, which, you know, that is a motive, but it's not as strong a motive as, say, being promoted into the job you've wanted for many, many years. So I think it really comes down to Hamish or the Divine... I've forgotten what they're called, but that kind of plant worshipping sect. They seem like they're involved somehow, but okay, yeah, the Divine Syndicate, we still don't know. So we haven't found the stolen plants. Oh, man. Oh, so I'm supposed to talk to somebody about that too. I guess we need to go back to the Divine Syndicate. Okay. Let's talk to the guru. Pretty sure he's the one we're supposed to ask about those pots. And plots.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search. Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his greenfly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Huh. Okay. The Divine Syndicate stole all plants from the exhibition, including the deadly species. They could have used them in order to murder Montague Dunn. They could have. I don't believe it. Okay. Can I do more? I can. The Divine Syndicate left the plants at Kew Gardens in order to murder Montague Dunn at a later date, or someone stole the... Yeah, that's what I think. The thing is, these guys know enough, but they just don't strike me as murderers. They just seem like harmless loons, so I'm going that way. Hamish is guilty. Martin Hamish could be the killer. He had the opportunity to steal the Divine Syndicate's plants and stimulate them from his workplace directly after he had locked Montague Dunn inside the Colonial Collection room. Arrest Martin Hamish. Wow, really? Okay. So I assume we talked to Lestrade to do that, yeah?
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
I'm wondering if there's going to be more after this. Let's see. Okay. So I'm assuming we go to Lestrade's office. Yep.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you. Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Is he dead? I noticed, like, we didn't do the moral choice or anything like that. So that was not a final solution. And it does... Okay, here we go.
Holmes, my God!
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Examine his body at reserve. What does that mean?
What should we do next, Holmes?
Oh. I was like, where's the reserve? But
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
what's this? Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dunn deserved to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstance, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone, and I shall do so here and now. Farewell. Well, I mean, if that's not forged, it's certainly a powerful confession. What's this?
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
It is. I don't know what that means, man. Okay. So he had a club foot. What does that mean? He was unable to run because of his club foot. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the Colonial Collection room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? Oh my. Discuss with Lestrade the possible impact of new clues on the body of Martin Hamish. Alright, I will do that. So, it wasn't as simple as just one. Well, listen, I said a long time ago that I almost saw this as something where everybody did it.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Okay. Martin Hamish and Montague Dunn went to meet Albert in the Seed House at around 9:30. I actually don't quite know what I'm doing, so Dunn. What am I doing here? How do I highlight him? I don't get it. Don't get it. Do I move this? No. Let me go back. Do I do this? No. Okay. Now to the map. Okay. Yeah, I don't follow it so far, but that's okay. At 20 to 10. Okay. And then after 10 minutes at 9:50, he entered the dry tropics room. Wait. Oh my god, I'm confused. Okay. And this guy is also in the dry tropics room. Okay, Martin Hamish had a conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. And then she was in the laboratory until 10:40. Okay. Hamish ran to Albert, which was at around 10:30. And then let's see. He observed Hamish from visiting Miss White at 10 past 10. I mean, that actually does seem, if he said he visited her at 10 minutes later seems reasonable. It seems like it's White that's the accomplice to me. Albert was in the Seed House the entire morning, 10 past 10. Okay. So, this doesn't really tell me anything. So let's try playing the events. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Did it hit a snag? Okay. Wait. Okay. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommenced his inspection and entered the dry tropics room. Hamish returned to the Seed House. Oh, I see. It was around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the backyard. So that one goes there, and this one goes here? Is that... Let's try playing it. I just love this whole dollhouse thing. It's so funny. Or like paper dolls.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Okay. She had time. You know what we never did? We never listened to that recording. Hold on. Hold on. I need to hear that. I think it's important. I know it's saying I can solve the case right now, but oh man, where's the stupid laboratory? Is it just over here? I don't care about that. Oh, come on. There it is.
A phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
Crap. I don't remember which cylinder she said. Oh, there's the...
It seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Okay.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
Neither of those is the cylinder. Where would they keep them? That's weird. Where would they be? There.
Here it is.
Okay. Okay, now let's... Because this supposedly happened right when the murder was going on.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
Okay, see, this is why I wanted to listen to it. I would have guessed her. By the way, let's link these two as well. Yeah, I would have said that she was the more likely of the two. As an accomplice, she was mad enough or whatever. It also would seem like maybe Hamish would respect her a little more. I don't know. But then again, he also thought that Miss White was just completely taken in by Montague. And he may not have even known that they broke up. It's not like he's close to all these people. So I'm going to say White is not involved. Now, Albert, on the other hand, Hamish knew darn well that Albert had a tough time with his dad, and that Albert what he probably believed is Albert would go into the Navy if they murdered his dad. So, all right, we're going for it. Albert Dunn killed his father in collaboration with Hamish, citing years of humiliation and frustration at his father dictating his life. We conclude that Albert is a cold-blooded murderer who deserves life in prison. Or it was the only way to end years of torment and humiliation. We can allow the police to believe. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Again, I've said it a lot of times. Just somebody being a bad guy doesn't mean you get to kill him.
What happened, Inspector?
It's all over now, lad. There is no use denying it. We know that you murdered your father. Patricide by plant poisoning. Very alliterative.
What? You're mad. I didn't do it. I don't know anything about botany. No!
Okay. I got it wrong. Albert is not the accomplice. Wow. Okay, a blemish on my up-to-now perfect record. But so be it. I'm not going to send Albert to his death, so we'll replay the ending. Okay, it's time for take 2. Now, I don't even know if it's possible for anyone but White to be the accomplice, right? Like the Divine Syndicate. They don't even show up on here. They were only an option when we were trying to decide, on the murder the first time or whatever. So, what frustrates me is I thought all along that Miss White was the more likely, and listening to that stupid cylinder made me think she had an alibi. But I should have known from this, it says she had 20 minutes and she could have done it. So let's flip this. And we'll play out this ending. Wait, what's this? Oh, I see. So if you did that, does this? Okay, never mind. I was just curious whether it was possible to link them to it or not. Let's do it. Let's go for White. And yeah, I don't really see her as that sort of sympathetic figure to even remotely tempt me. So yeah, she flirted with Albert and later pushed Martin to his suicide. She deserves the rope.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop! I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
I think I need to come closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Okay. Well, Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder. When she realized that she was unable to make any further monetary gain from Montague Dunn, she advanced her affections to Albert, his son. She was the one who locked the door of the Colonial Collection Room directly after Hamish released the caterpillars, and then pushed Martin Hamish to his suicide, only to cover herself. She got what she deserved. Let me check. Okay, thank goodness. I would have been very upset if this came up red. And it turned out to be the Divine Syndicate. I would just feel like the stupidest person ever. All right, so I no longer have a perfect record, but we got there in the end. And let's see how other people approached it. Well, 91% solved the case the same way, and 77% made the same moral choice. Yeah, I think if Albert was the murderer, you might have been somewhat tempted. But neither she nor Hamish were the sort that were going to engender enough sympathy to tempt most people. Even though Monty, not the nicest guy. At any rate, that's going to do it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope we see you next time.